We will be in a completely AI world in 5 years.
The Google will become like a buyer,
There must be a reason why you don't buy.
filter out sellers with inappropriate data.
Maybe you will much more trust the AI tool than platform. We don't know. It's not a hype, it's real. If you are not lucky, then money is gone and the product is not there.
Sveicināti visi! Paldies, ka pievienojaties. Šodien pie mums ir ieradies ļoti īpašs viesis no Vācijas Hamburgas, Kanāns. Kanāns ir Gunstiger biznesa attīstības direktors. Gunstiger attiecīgi ir viena no vadošajām Eiropā cenu salīdzināšanas platformām, kurai ir ļoti liela pieredze. Vairāk kā 26 gadi šis uzņēmums jau darbojas šajā nozarē. Vairākos tirgos gan Vācijā, gan Lielbritānijā, Ungārijā un, protams, ar cenuekspertu arī Latvijā. Un šodien šajā sarunā mēs runāsim par e-komerciju, par to, kā šajos 26, 27 gados tā ir mainījusies, ko Latvija var mācīties no Vācu pieredzes, no Lielbritānijas pieredzes, no Ungārijas pieredzes, un ko biznesi varētu sagaidīt ar visām pārmaiņām, kas šobrīd notiek ar mākslīgo intelektu, ar Google Shopping ads. Tā kā sāksim. Kanaan, welcome to the Latvia. This is not your first time in Riga and Latvia, and maybe you can tell me what has changed since the time you came here first time.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me here. So hopefully it will also not be the last time for me in Riga, so always be too good here. And yeah, so when you ask me what have changed, because we also used to have the pre-discussion about the topic, I was thinking about the last couple of days. A lot of things changed. So in today's world, we are talking a lot about AI, about automation, and Günstiger was really, really basic when I started almost 20 years ago. So basic in the way of which people were visiting our website, what was the motivation from the people to come to the website, and what I can say, it was really all about to find the best price that is available. Today, it's much more than just the best price. So because also the whole environment changed. So you have much more web shops, you have much more people looking for products, and you have things that were completely not given 20 years ago. For example, payment methods. When I look back and remember my first time when I was looking for products, I wanted to buy products, not everybody was able to pay with credit card, for example. What today is completely normal. 20 years ago was really more, let's say, experienced, I'm not saying nerds, but experienced online people were looking for products and prices. Today everybody's looking for product and prices. Even my mother, she has no clue about internet. Digital world is not really something where she is feeling comfortable in, but it's open for everybody now. So in long story short, today it's all about data. Everything is AI driven, and yesterday it was really basic. Paper contracts, also the sales structure, for example, because I'm coming from sales. So in my time, it was all about cold calling, for example. Nobody is cold calling today. You have always to have an appointment. You never know where is the counterpart right now. Is he maybe on the toilet, or where is this person? And that completely changed, actually.
Gunstiger was launched in 1999, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So it is 27 years ago since
Yes.
price comparison as we know it now started. And in these 27 years, what, in your opinion, are the main breakthrough points in e-commerce, in price comparison? What changed the game?
It's more secure. So it's the payment methods completely changed. So 20 years ago, it was all to buy a product, but you have to pay in advance. And then if you were lucky, you were getting the product. If you are not lucky, then money is gone and the product is not there. Today, you have a lot of different payment methods. Another breakthrough point for me was the shift to mobile. When smartphones were getting more common for people. One of the the biggest shift was absolutely the pandemic, because then also wider range of people, like my mother, for example, was in the situation there is no other way to get a product than to buy it online, because it was not available anymore in point of sale, for example. Better shop systems also. When I started, there were only 2-3 different shop systems, and there were also only a few sellers selling the product. Today you have a wide range of web shops, and you have much more products. If you remember back and were looking for a smartphone, it was not a smartphone, it was a mobile phone. And then there were 3 manufacturers maybe only. Now you have 100 or 200 manufacturers. Therefore, comparison platforms are super important to find the best product to the best price available, and to get the overview also in terms of reviews, and yeah, it changed.
I just thought about this question. Do you remember what was your first thing you bought in internet, and around when it was?
Yeah, 100%, because I was thinking about when you shared the topic with me was a photo camera, 1 megapixel, I guess, from Kanaan. Was my first item. It took more than 1 week to get it. That was 2006, I guess. Yeah.
Crazy.
What was your first item? Can you remember?
Probably it was phone. When it was, not sure. I think around maybe the same time, bit later, 2009, 10, I think around that time. Got my first money, and then you can spend it. So around that time. But I heard one thing that I think goes back to the previous question, the breakthrough moments, what moves the e-commerce, and about delivery. That earlier you have to wait like for a week, for 2 weeks to receive the thing you bought. Now it's like 1 day, 2 days. In like bigger markets, there is the same day delivery. So this encourages us to buy, because sometimes everybody who wants to buy something, they want it to get like straight right now. If you are looking at 2 offers and one is available right now, but it's a little bit more expensive, and the other one is cheaper, but you have to wait for 2 weeks. I think we are a little bit impatient, and these extras that are given for us are made us like that, so we will choose to pay a bit more and to get this thing on the same day than to wait 2 weeks and pay less in this scenario.
Yeah, 100%. This is what I wanted to say, so that today is really not all about the best price. It's more about where am I buying the product? Is the seller really serious? Is the seller delivering fast? Is the delivery cost okay? Is the whole story around fine? And that completely changed, because when I remember back the camera, what I bought, I was just interested to get the camera for the best price. I was completely not considering the whole story around 1 week delivery. It is how it is, or it was how it is, and yeah, that completely changed.
Okay, we are speaking about e-commerce, how the technologies have changed, deliveries, the payment systems, the shops, other things, but how the buyers have changed in these 20, almost 30 years?
Yeah, that's really a good question. So of course, when you ask me for the buyer, I see myself as a buyer, and I think about my own behavior, and I don't really know what have changed for me in person, because I was always careful when buying things and try to research, is this a serious merchant, and what is around this merchant. But from the buyer perspective, what changed for you, for example, if I would ask you the same question back, because it's a tricky one actually.
Yeah, we can go very deep in this question, but yeah, basically I think earlier there was a lot of risks in buyer eyes, so now it's like less risks and less reasons to not buy. 20 years ago, maybe some of us paid some things, bought some things in internet, but mostly we used cash or card to pay at place. But now everything is paid by in internet. Your invoice, your phone, your bus tickets, your taxi. So we are used to buying things or services in internet. So I suppose there is less risks. There are still risks, but this is mostly because there are some maybe sellers who are doing it on purpose, not because of accident. But yeah, I could add the same thing for this question: how buyers have changed and how the role of price comparison is changed. You already mentioned that earlier. It was the main thing is price, and that's it. We don't need to focus or measure any other things. This was just a price thing. And today, as buyer has changed, and the price is not the most important thing. Why the price comparison platforms are working or being used today?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is definitely, there is a relation, and we try to deliver more than the price. So I mentioned already product reviews or reviews for the web shops, so that when someone is looking for a product on our platform, getting much more insights, much more information. For example, there is also a buying guide. So if you are completely lost as a user, you come to the website and you are looking for the best smartphone right now with the best camera. Sometimes you are lost because there are much more manufacturers, because there are much more models. And as a good platform, you have to be able to give a lot of context to users so that they make the final decision. And then, of course, we still show the best price, so ranked by price, for example. You have also platforms where it's not ranked by price, and this is a really important one for me in person, so that you're always independent as a platform. You can help users to find exactly the right model, what could be a perfect fit for him. But at the end of the day, the user, they have always to decide where to buy. And if it is really needed, to buy the cheapest offer, or maybe a product from a seller who is more expensive, but fast delivery, cheaper delivery cost, for example, or other services. So service in today's world is super, super important. Customer support, for example. Nobody really cares 10, 15 years ago about the customer support. But today, due to Amazon, eBay, and all the really amazing support what they deliver, the users expect to get the same support from smaller merchants as well.
Yeah, interesting. But to just round this topic up about how the e-commerce have changed, how the buyers have changed, what do you think, what will be the tendency if we go forward, maybe not 20 years, but just like 5 years ahead? What do you see where we are now, and how the e-commerce will be changed, and what will be, from buyer standpoint, maybe important things or aspects from price comparison platforms and from the merchants?
I think due to the AI, it's not a hype. It's real. What we in today's world, we are getting the perfect results always. So when you look back a few years ago, when you are starting your research, often starts in Google, typing in, I'm looking for a smartphone or whatever. So the results will be much better in a few years, definitely. And this is. I think this will be the biggest change, that the expectations will be always higher from users when they are looking for something, not just for products and for prices, for everything in our today's world. And why should they, if everything changed, what kind of results they get? Doesn't matter in which field you are in. You're looking for your next holiday, for example. Then, of course, when you start using AI tools, you are always getting the perfect answers. And this will also be in the price comparison world. If you're looking for something, you need to get much more than just the price. You need to get as much information as possible. I'm really curious to see where we are in a few years, but I think it will be completely AI-driven, and the results will almost be perfect then, so that you get a lot of insights. Even if you're just looking for a product and a price, you will get much more than that in your answers, in the tools what you use, and that will be interesting, I guess.
Great answer. And I think as I could just add and agree what you said about price and what are the things we can compete with other sellers, that today the price is not the most important thing for the buyer, and it could get us in the short list, get us attention, oh, this has a good place, but more often for those who have the best price, they are missing other important information that confuses the buyer, and at the end of the day he buys not the cheapest one but the one who has the clearer information, because sometimes there is no information about delivery, availability and everything, but it's the best price. And when we click on the offer, then there is shipping price, packaging price, maybe some other things, and we won't buy from the buyer because the information was confusing. In the beginning we thought it costs €10, the best price, and that's it. And at the end of the day, when we want to finish the order, it's €16, and it's not in even top 3 cheapest offers in comparison platform, for example.
Yeah, who knows? And we also don't know if the price will be really that important in a few years. Maybe if the result is showing you something what is not price related, but the AI is telling you, yeah, you have to buy this or that product, and you can find it there or there, maybe you will much more trust the AI tool than a platform or reviews from users. We don't know. It will be interesting for sure.
Yeah, but in long term, the strategy to compete only with price won't be the key to success. I think we can both agree to that. These are the services, client service, delivery price, some reviews, and other things that are impacting us to take the decision and trust somebody or do not trust somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have an experience right now with these last 20 years in different markets. There is Germany, there is UK, there is Hungary, there is Latvia, and maybe you can tell us about the differences of these markets. What is the tendencies? What is similar? But maybe we can start with the Germany, where the Günstiger started back in 1999. What are the tendencies of the buyers, maybe that are different from other markets in Germany, for example?
What I think for Germany is a really strict market when it comes to policies. So when you buy products, for example, you can return them within a time window of 2 weeks. I know from my experience this is not the case in all markets, especially in the markets where we are in. So the Germans, they have high expectations, and sometimes they buy without having the intention to really, if they really need the product, especially for fashion. This is something what we see in our experiences. People buy 10 pairs of shoes and they return 9 pairs and just keep 1 pair, what is a big problem, especially for fashion retailers. And as you know, we have just started in the UK market 2 months ago, and this market, for example, is completely different. The people there are completely deal-focused, I would say. But from what I heard, also from retailers we are working with, this is not the same what we have in Germany, that people are shipping the items back because they don't need it. So other rules, definitely. For AGEP, which is our Hungarian website, I'm not completely in this world because we have different teams, different departments. But when I'm talking with colleagues, it's also different. So they are kind of similar than what we observe for the German market. But in general, The topics are similar, to be honest with you, from what we notice. We are quite new in the UK market. If you ask me the same question in 6 months, maybe the answer will be different. It's all about the expectations from the clients, because you have so many competition when it comes to web shops, and of course, the expectations are high.
So when we were looking at the Baltic tendencies and e-commerce status, maybe let's say that, there was differences between Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. So if we just like focus only on Germany's market, like in e-commerce, is it more price or trust? Because in Latvia, it's more about trust, I think, today than on the price.
Yeah, that's the same in Germany, and this is what I wanted to say. I see similarities also to the other markets. It's today more about trust, absolutely about trust, because the prices also are not that different in certain categories. So, for example, you're looking for an iPhone. It's not that you get the iPhone 100. It's 100% cheaper if you buy it in A or B shop. So it's all about trust, I would say.
Okay, that sounds logical. So I understand 2 months is too not enough time to give us some reviews and tendencies from Great Britain, but mainly, how does it differ from Germany?
It's really too early, because we just started and have first users on our website. We are, of course, tracking and check what happens, but it's really early stage to have that much experiences of is it completely different than to what we see in Germany or in Hungary. It will be interesting. Also, the web shops are completely different, so it's hard to say in which direction we go.
So okay, we have 4 markets. If we look at the full picture, and there is Hungarian, Great Britain, German market. We have been working on Cenu Experts for 3 years now. In the full version, we have been working for almost 1 year, so we have some data, some knowledge about the market. And the question is, how do Latvia and Baltic states compare to those big markets that are in some way a bit ahead of us in these price comparison platforms, in e-commerce, like from buyer standpoint? So yeah, what do you see, and how do you compare Baltic states and Latvian markets to those big markets?
Yeah, first of all, what I see is that it's going really, really fast in the Latvian market. Maybe because of, let's say, the big brother, Günstiger.de, as a platform for more than 20 years. And you can, of course, take over things quicker than we were able 20 years ago when we started, more than 20 years ago when we start building our platform. So the keyword is really, really fast for the Latvian market. And this is what I see. When you really look now after 3 years where you are, to look at the platform, the features, the technology, it doesn't look like a platform what has been started to build 3 years ago, to be honest with you. Maybe with the competition, you're much more in this country, of course, because you're working in this country. What would you say? So if you look at Cenu Experts.
First of all, I agree that we are moving fast if we're talking about only about Cenu Experts, but I think this is because of 27 years of experience. So what you have done, how many platforms have been created in different markets. I suppose there have been a lot of tests, a lot of experiments, and now in these 27 years you have found the key to success, or steps what should we do or other markets should do to create or evolve platforms such as Cenu Experts. It's not so easy as you just answered that, oh, we are moving very fast. I think we are moving so fast because of Günstiger's experience and knowledge. But about comparison, I do not have so much information about market in Germany or market in Great Britain, but from what I know and I have read that we are not so active as a buyers. We are really more into price comparison. We like to do it, maybe even if we do not want to buy it or we are not ready to buy it. And I think one thing that tells this story is if we look at Gunstiger's page, the CPC and the cost of it, it's the same as the quality of this. And if we compare both markets, I think the CPC tells the story because it's almost 10 times more. So I think basically if we base it on math, then the buyer in Germany are more often buyers and maybe less comparisons and more buying than Latvians do or Baltic states.
That's interesting. So what you are saying is that the people spend their time online to compare products and prices, but they don't buy, or not that often if you compare it with other countries. That's really interesting. I was never thinking about this.
Actually, I have heard this from other industries like real estate, car buyers and everything. And if you see the views on the listings of cars or for real estate or everything, these numbers are huge. So there is a lot of time, even we are not ready to buy things online or even in person, but we do this searching, maybe thinking, I could do this maybe sometime, but we are not really ready to buy it. We're just like thinking about it
But what do you think? Is this an economy thing, or so the people have more dreams, but finally they don't buy it, but at least they want to see the product online, and so the final step is missing, what you're saying?
No, it's not like it's missing, but it doesn't happen so often, I think, as in Germany, because basically I understand there is different markets, different tendencies and like amount or average amount what a person pays for like services or things buying online probably is less than in Germany. And basically this could be one reason. I have read the average payment amount what is made in e-commerce and how it has been growing in the last 5 or 10 years. So these numbers are getting bigger and bigger, and we are buying more often and often. But I think we're still far ahead from Germany in this case, and it's hard to explain why we are such.
What I'm wondering, it could also be because the web shops are different, much more professional maybe in other markets. Because when you don't buy as a person, there must be a reason why you don't buy. Could be because you don't have money. But it could also be that you don't trust in this web shop, and this is the only explanation I have why the conversion rate is much higher in other markets. For example, in Germany, because you have a wide range of web shops, and almost all web shops are 100% professional. They have good data, they have secure payment methods, they have fast delivery. That's the only explanation I have, but I don't know. Maybe the market is just different.
Yeah, that's a great answer, and I think this is the right answer because the competition is growing, but like the high-level players or big players and competition in their field is not so big maybe as in Germany. We have like maybe 5 to 10 big shops that have like everything, like from, if we watch from Germany market, then like from German standard, they could be in there, but others are maybe not so good yet. So there is still some progress to be made with them. There is one big topic that I want to talk about you because you have experience in this. We recently heard that Google Shopping ads will be coming in Latvia. Maybe not as soon as this year, but they will be coming here. So this is very important topic, and I see more persons and platforms and everybody talking about this topic because this will be changing the game as I see from this. So can you explain our listeners what is the difference and what will be different after the Google Shopping ads will be here? Because yet at this moment, or maybe this year, this is not available yet in Latvia. It is on the way, but still a bit away, like I said. So Kanaan, please tell me what is the difference and what will be game changer for e-commerce and for merchants actually, not for the buyers.
Yeah, first of all, so in a few words, it will be a really, really important traffic source because, as mentioned, often the research starts on Google. People type in search bar, iPhone, whatever, and are getting results. And if the research starts there, of course you want to be visible as a platform or as a web shop. And what I can say from the experience also in the German market, when Google Shopping started, yes, it's a kind of game changer because you are able to get much more traffic. And if you have the right partner, then you can really be able to get much more users on your web shops through Google Shopping ads. What I heard, I don't know, it's the rumors that it will be available for the Latvian market slightly later. So it was planned for the end of the year. Hopefully at the beginning of next year we can see Google Shopping as live in the Latvian market as well.
So, and I'm not sure, do you have this information, but do you know how long it has been available or like working like Google Shopping ads in Germany? Or is it been since you started, basically?
No, it was not since we started. That's also something what completely changed. So the whole traffic split. So if you think about SEO, SEA, so Google Shopping started, I don't know exactly the year, so don't ask me, but it was a long time ago when they started in Germany, and we were one of the first players there placing ads for merchants, and now there is, or often there are different ads or channels that you can use for yourself. Since last year, for example, there is a new called CSS PLA where you can buy traffic which lands then on your own comparison website. Before that, it was to redirect directly to the merchant, what was also, or is still part of our business, so that we place ads on behalf of merchants. But as a platform, as you can imagine, it's always interesting to get users on your own platform so that the whole comparison can work. And this is why we, our main interest is to get users on our own website, and then the users can decide where to go.
The Google Shopping ads will help Cenu experts or give us advantage if we look at, because as I understand, you are, as a Günstiger, as a company, like platinum partner of Google in this field. Is it correct?
Yes, and not only Cenu experts will take profit out of this, all of us. So users, Cenu experts, for example, because Cenu expert will be able to get traffic from Google's shopping. But at the end of the day, there will be different winners. So users that won't find the way directly to Cenu experts maybe will find the way indirectly from Google Shopping to Cenu experts then.
So basically, who will be the winners from this? If we don't look at from like Cenu experts perspective, will it be like the large players, small players, like actual like brands, or who will get this advantage when the Google Shopping ads arrive?
At the end of the day, of course, the big retailers might have advantages because they have often the better data. So it will be all about data, and therefore it's super important also for sellers working with Cenu experts today already to start having the perfect data, because it's all about data. There are strict rules how you can place your products or to start ads on Google Shopping when it comes to data. So there are main requirements what you have to deliver. And today, if you look at the data in some countries, Latvian market might be already on a good stage. You know it better than me. But if data is missing, important data, relevant data, then Google will completely ignore this data. And then, of course, you won't take profit out of it. So to answer your question, big brands will definitely be in a better position, I think, because they have already perfect data. Maybe they can also spend more because they are big and they have other budgets than smaller brands. But the smaller brands will not lose, because if they are part of Cenu experts seller group, they will take profit because the traffic will be on Cenu experts. And if they have good offers on Cenu experts and users click on their logo, they have the user in their web shop, and this is what they are looking for.
So basically, in this case, Google is like same as the buyer, because if the important information is missing, we probably won't be buying from them, choosing them as a sellers from buyer's perspective. So yeah, as we see it now from Cenu experts perspective, the merchants with good data, like fully available data for every position, like delivery prices, shipping times, availability, descriptions, reviews, everything. So these are the brands or sellers, merchants who get the most of it. So basically, after the Google shopping ads will come into the market, the Google will become like a buyer who will filter out sellers with bad or inappropriate data, let's say.
That's a good point. Yeah, of course, Google will give the rules, what they always do. And if they give the strict rules, then we can expect to get better data, and merchants will then, of course, also learn, and they will adapt. They will need to adapt. Otherwise, they will be lost in this whole world. We have to be careful because, of course, Google Shopping will also be important, like it is for us in Germany or in the UK market. But you always have to consider the AI world around Google. Who knows? Maybe in 3 or 4 years, Google Shopping won't be that relevant how it is today, because then the research process is not starting on Google, it's starting on ChatGPT or on Gemini. And then again, you need to adapt as a merchant, and you need to find ways, how can you get into this AI tool? And then there will be optimization for the AI tools. So this is the interesting part, by the way, when you ask me what changed, that every year there is something new where you have to do things different.
We are closing in on the ending part of our podcast. We definitely will continue. I think we will do actual podcast or a webinar only focusing on Google Shopping ads when it will be closer to the time when it will arrive in Latvia. So, but to switch to the ending of our podcast and conversation, I want to talk about something what we already touched about, how the e-commerce will change in the next 4, 5 years, 6 years. And basically the first question be, what should e-stores already do now to prepare for future, and mainly for Google Shopping ads?
Yeah, as mentioned, to take care about the data. So it's all data driven. In every aspect, it's all about data. And what else? They have to be creative. So as a retailer, you have always to be creative, where to be present. So it's not just social media, it's also platforms like Reddit, for example. So often you have channels what you don't consider today, but maybe tomorrow it will be super important. Just to give you an example, so with Reddit, from what I learned by myself a few weeks back, results from Reddit are also really, really important for AI tools. So if you're looking for products and you are not really into this Reddit world, you might also be lost as a price comparison website, but also as a retailer. So it's hard to predict where we are in 5 years. But to make it short, we will be in a completely AI world in 5 years, because again, it's not a hype, it's real. And this is, from my perspective, what will be a completely shift in the way how we buy products, how we look for products, how we decide what is good or what is not good. And let's see. But I'm not a predictor. I'm not a professional predictor. It's more from a personal point of view.
Great answer. And now we are almost at the end of our podcast and conversation, and I want to give you some quick questions, and you don't have to go too deep into the answering them, just like yes or no. And some of the questions we already touched, maybe, and all already answered, but just don't think too much. And
That's always good for me.
okay, so let's start. What's important for you, price or trust?
Trust.
Will AI replace most product descriptions within 5 years?
Yes.
Google Shopping ads will increase advertising costs in Latvia.
Yes.
Most e-commerce businesses rely too much on Google and Meta.
Yes.
Free shipping is becoming an expectation rather than benefit.
Yes.
Consumers are less loyal than they were 10 years ago.
Yes.
AI-generated product descriptions perform better than human written ones.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Will price comparison platforms look completely different in 5 years?
Yes.
Are Latvian consumers more price sensitive than German consumers?
That would be more a question for you, but I would say no.
Okay, and have you tried some Latvian dishes yet?
No.
Okay, then this is bad from our side. We will fix that. And I think it was interesting conversation for everybody who is listening. And I hope we can do some more of this content in the future. And I want to say big thank you to you because you just flew in today, this morning, basically. So we're really big thanks to you for finding time to come to us, to visit us and have a workshop session and then have a discussion like this. So thank you for everybody who watched us, listened to us. Thank you, Kanaan, for you, for coming us, to giving some information, some knowledge. And I hope we can meet once more in online or in real life like now in near future. So thank you, Kanaan.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you for having me here. It was interesting to travel back 27 years ago. And yeah, for sure, we should have the same session for certain areas or topics, because now we were kind of flying over everything, so it was more like a helicopter view. But it was interesting, so thank you. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, we could talk like 2-3 hours more, but for today this will be enough. So paldies visiem, kas skatījās. Sekojiet mums noteikti būs vēl podkāsti, video un webināri. Tā kā paldies jums un tiekamies nākamreiz. Visu labu!